Here we go. Good morning, everyone, or afternoon if you're watching on the East Coast. Welcome back to another Color Gamut Consulting live stream. Today, we're going to have some fun. I hope my audio is working. Do me a favor if you're watching, let me know that my audio is working. It should be. I double checked. I triple checked. We should be good to go. But yeah, so should be a fun day. We're going to talk about vectorizing images, vectorizing logos, and yeah. Jonathan, thank you so much. Appreciate you. So you all have us waiting with bated breath. Do you have your new Epson DTF printer set up yet? I know they kept delaying it and kicking you down the road. So, and if you're watching on TikTok, hello, get your questions in if you got any questions. Also on the other live streams, we're trying a couple different places today. We're streaming on YouTube like we usually do, but I'm also trying on LinkedIn and I'm trying on X, which is not working because Instagram wasn't working anymore either. So we're trying out some new things here. All right, so it's been shipped either today or tomorrow. All right, fingers crossed for you, Jonathan. So we're going to talk about vectorizing images, or specifically logos, because really when it comes to like a physical, like a picture image, you don't want to vectorize those. Those won't look super great. Hey, Vic, thank you for watching from India. What time is it over there? I'm going to guess it's like 2 a.m. That's my guess. We'll see. But thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. All right, let's talk about vectorizing. So for those of you who don't know, vector image is different from a raster image. And you're like, Jeremy, what's a raster? What's a vector? Well, a raster image, like a photograph, is pixel-based. So each part of the image is built up with little tiny squares that are pixels. And when you try to resize a raster image, which a JPEG is a raster image, a PNG is a raster image, a TIFF is a raster image, a GIF is technically a raster image. Any of those are going to be 10:30 p.m. So not as late as I thought, but still late. So a raster image, you cannot scale it up. You can scale it up a little bit, but you start to get fuzzies that happen. It starts to look pixelated. It looks kind of fuzzy. It's hard to see. So definitely when you are trying to resize something, raster image is not the best option. Now, raster images are not bad as long as you have enough pixel data so the resolution is high enough. In the case of like a logo, and for any of y'all that print, and if you've printed for any length of time, you've been given an image that was like named webheader.png or something like that, and then you died a little bit inside because you knew that the resolution of that was going to be atrocious. So let me show you what it looks like a raster image looks like. So this guy here, it probably looks okay right now, but see how it gets all pixelated? And this is, technically this image is 100% right there, actually 133. So this is a pretty low resolution image. So you see I got those steps there as you try to make it bigger. And that's because it's made up of a bunch of pixels. And so those pixels do their best to try to expand, but they can only go so far. A vector image is an image that is based off of points and curve calculations, so it can be infinitely scaled. And what I mean by that, let me open up. Actually, I have the same image in here, but it's not actually a vector file. So let's open up a vector file here. Here we go. All right, so this is a vector image, and I'm actually going to hide the background so we can see kind of a little bit better what's going on. Okay, I know it looks horrible, but look, as we zoom into this, I can zoom in to infinity. Right now, I'm zoomed in 17,000 times, and you see how it's a line. It's a straight line. There's no like steps in it. If I was to open this up as a raster image, you would see a bunch of steps as it's moving those lines. So a vector file can be infinitely scaled, meaning this logo here, my logo, is set as a vector file. So I can print this on a little business card, or I could make it the size of my 12-foot wall back there. I can make it as big as I want to because a vector file is infinitely scalable. And that's why vector files are generally considered to be better than a raster file, simply because you can do kind of whatever you want with it. So it's a lot more usable. You can play with it a little more. TikTok question. You want to see my screen? YouTube. If you click on the link in my bio, it will take you to my YouTube channel where I'm streaming live right now. So one of these days, I'm going to get TikTok figured out to where I can actually stream my screen on there, because I know you guys want to see that, and I hate to not have you be able to see that, but hopefully I'll still be able to share good information on TikTok for you guys. So, all right, back over here. So how do you take somebody's garbage logo they sent you, little tiny logo, and make it a vector so you can infinitely scale it? Now, a lot of folks in the past would use like Illustrator, or they would use a vector magic or something like that. So the problem that you run into with using Illustrator specifically, because they do have an image trace function, it doesn't look great. And I'm going to show you why. So this is that JPEG that we had over in Photoshop. And I'm going to use the image trace function. So let's do image trace function. Let's do high fidelity photo. And that's the garbage you get. Now, there are other options. Let's open up some other options, see if we can find something that looks a little bit better. So maybe instead of a high fidelity photo, let's go with 16 colors. Nope, that looks horrible. You got all these blotchy blobs. It looks like trash. So let's try another one. Let's see. Sketch art, line art. Nope. Technical drawing. Let's try sketch art. Nope, that's not going to work. Let's go back to high fidelity photo, because I felt that was better. Now, there are options in here. You can change your paths. You can change your corners. But the bottom line is it's always going to look blobby like this. And I'm not sure why. And I'm honestly surprised that Illustrator hasn't made some steps to do this better. I mean, they've made so many other AI steps that are like crazy. Like you can actually draw stuff with it. Beautiful. Welcome to YouTube, my TikTok friend. So this is a common problem. The other issue is that even if you could take the time and like draw this out, like use the pen tool. There is a tool called Bezier Games, or if you want to like phonetically Bezier games. That's a place where you can learn how to draw with the pen tool. I actually really like it. I've used it in the past. But anyway, major problem. You know what else is the problem with every vectorizing tool I've ever used out there? The font looks like garbage. Every vectorizing tool, even Vector Magic and some other ones that are out there, the font always looks like trash. So even if I get a good vectorize of the actual logo, the font is always off. And I have to use tools like What the Font to find out what font they were using, and then try to see if there's a free version out there that I can, and it's a mess. So I'm going to introduce you all to my favorite tool. This is my absolute favorite tool. It's called vectorizer.ai. And I'm going to share an affiliate link in the chat because it does cost $10 a month. But when you see what it does, it's worth every penny. And to support the channel, use that affiliate link. I'm going to share it here in just a little bit. But first, the tool. This is it. This is vectorizer.ai. It is absolutely my favorite tool. It is super easy to use and does an amazing job. Now, if you're trying to like do some stylize with like doing a photo converted to vector to kind of stylize it, this isn't the best tool. But for vectorizing a logo, it is 100% the best tool that exists. Plain and simple. All right. So I'm just going to drag. Let's see. Here we go. I'm going to drag that same JPEG in. I'm going to drop it in. That wasn't even 3 seconds, y'all. and look at the results. Like, you've got a nice curve here. You've got a sharp 90-degree there. The circle is nice and round. It's like, it's flawless. It is flawless. Now, you do have this, like, because it was a gradient in the vector, it doesn't do gradients, but we can address that in a minute. And that's super not hard to do. And a lot of times logos you're going to work on are not going to be gradients. They're going to be one color. But look at the text, y'all. This is it. This is why this tool is so flippin' amazing. Like, it's so good. Now, you might say that this font might have square top versus a rounded top, but honestly, this is going to work. This is going to work for most of what you guys are doing. It's perfect. I love everything about this tool. So let me download. I'm going to show you guys how we actually take this and create that gradient that we see in there. So let's download it. And it's been a hot second since I did this, so I might not do it as flawlessly as I normally do demos, but we're gonna have some fun. All right, so I've downloaded it. This is the old one that I was working on. So let's back out of there. Okay. And now I'm going to find my EPS file I downloaded. And you can download in multiple formats. Like you saw SVG. Actually, I'll pop back over to it. SVG, EPS, PDF, DXF. DXF's like a cutter or like 3D printing or a cutter type of vector-based image. You can also download a PNG. I don't know why you'd want to, but you can. All right, let's go back to Illustrator. So looking at this, we see that, get rid of that guy. It's kind of, we got the blobs, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first, and this is very common when I've worked with Vectorizer, is I'm going to remove the white and I'm going to show you something. So sometimes it creates these weird little background things. I don't know why it does that. But if I throw the white back on, it looks right. So the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to select everything. And we're going to notice how there's some strokes in there and stuff like that. We need to basically get rid of all of that extra stuff. So we're going to go to path. So object, path, outline stroke, and then object, expand. Okay, and then we're going to go to Pathfinder, merge. And this is a function really I'm doing is just I'm kind of cutting everything out up above it and trying to kind of flatten the image so it doesn't have all those extra bits and pieces to it. And again, this is something that I've learned just from doing this a bajillion times. So now I want to get rid of the white. So I'm going to select the white, select same fill color, gets rid of all the white in there. Boom. Now we've got this super clean. There we go. See there, super clean image. And then now let me show you how to do the gradient. First thing I need to do is I do need to bring this guy over to use as a reference. I'll use that in a second. All right, so we're going to select all of this except for, I don't want to select the inner circle just yet. And we're going to merge these guys. Pathfinder, or not merge. We're going to unite them. And this should work. There it goes. So there we go. We got the whole thing there. And then I believe, yes, sweet. So it did work to unite them all. So now I've got it all united. It's treating it as one graphic, or should be treating it as one graphic. Let me ungroup these guys real quick. Ungroup. There we go. Okay. Now I need to make the fill a gradient, and I want to match it up with this gradient over here. So what I will do is I will go to Window, Gradient, and we'll make the fill. Got to select it first. We'll make the fill a gradient, but we want to change the color. So I'm going to click on the little circle here, eyedropper, green, and then the other side is going to be eyedropper, this blue up here. And then I can just adjust my angle here. I could physically adjust it here, but I think it's probably going to want to move. Yeah, it's not wanting to do it's not wanting to move like that. Let's see. There we go. So let's do it 120. Nope, wrong way. Negative 120. Nope. I didn't go enough. There we go. Cool. And I can adjust this around if I want actually a little bit. I actually think I want a little bit lighter green in there. So let's go that. Okay. And there you go. It's vectorized. Beautiful. Beautiful. And then if we go over here, you can change your text color if you wanted to. But that is now a graphic that is infinitely scalable. Beautiful. Now I do notice that this inner circle is using the same gradient. What I probably should do is probably make that a compound path. Let's see what happens. Or shape. Let's see. There's a way, and I'm trying to remember off the top of my head because it's been a hot second. And I'm sure the other Illustrator users are like, Jeremy, it's this button. This is what happens when I don't spend a lot of time. There it is. Haha, I was right. It was compound path. So before it was treating each one of those shapes as kind of separate, so the gradient didn't go over all of it. It kind of did the same gradient, but in that smaller circle. So anyway, that is how you vectorize using vectorizer.ai. Now what I'm gonna do right now, give me 1 second. I'm gonna drop my little affiliate link in the chat so that you guys can use that. Like I said, it's $10 a month. It is totally worth it. Let's see. Oops. Copy. And the link is going in the chat. I'm also going to put it in the description of the video once we're done here, so you guys can see that. So if you're watching later, it's in the description below. But yeah, it's $10 a month. But if you're doing any kind of printing, you're often going to get an image that comes in and it's like either they took a screenshot from Instagram, or actually that's another, you know what? Let's do that. Let's hop on and do take something from Instagram, a logo from Instagram, and bring it back over, like you were like somebody sent you that image, and I'll show you how quick and easy it is. But you charge somebody $25 for an artwork charge or $20 for an artwork charge, it's already paid for itself. All right, let's go to Instagram. And while I'm heading over to Instagram, let's talk about our favorite channel sponsor, DTF Station. They've partnered up with me to produce some amazing education. You can see the Prestige R2 Pro over my shoulder there. Today, we're not doing any printing on it, but always got to shout them out. They've got a wide range of stuff from of printers, from really small desktop to big forehead fast machines. Okay, let's do this. This is my logo. So let's say somebody took a screenshot of this and sent it to you. So let's take that screenshot. Now, there's no gradients. It's all separate colors in this logo. There's actually like defined separation between them. There's no gradients. Let's see what Vectorizer does with this, shall we? All right. Let me find that screenshot. Desktop screenshot. Drag it in there. DTF Station, they provide printers, dryer shakers, curing ovens. They do have a heat press and a couple other things. They also do ink and film, and it is actually really good quality ink and film. Ooh, I knew this was going to be a tough one. So it did not catch my differing colors there. I wondered if I might run into that, but as you can see, it did a pretty good job of that. But ooh, you know what's now DTF Station's logo uses a gradient too. Everybody uses gradients. I said nobody uses gradients. No. So yeah. So basically, Vectorizer is just a sweet, quick 3, 5, 10-second, depending on the logo you're working with, to get something to work. And like I said, you are going. Jason Murphy, welcome to the show. I can adjust the colors at the top. Can I really? I've never tried to adjust. Jason Murphy, you are my new friend. I didn't even realize I could do that. Holy shnikes. That is a new tool. Jason, do you work for Vectorizer? I've been using this tool for forever, and maybe they added this and they didn't have it before. Woo! That's an exciting day for me. So I can add more colors. What is this? This is a new tool. I've not seen it before. Preset number of colors. Let's go. No, you just use it. Apparently, you've used it more recently than me. No, I swear, I've never seen that button at the top before. So, Jason, thank you for sharing that. Can we get some clappy hand emojis in the chat for Jason? Because that was, oh baby, that was sweet. I didn't even realize it could do that. The joy of using a tool, like when I first started using this was like beta like days when they were still free. And I used it all the time and didn't ever realize like there wasn't this tool. That is sweet. So then can I like merge certain colors? Oh, I like this even more. Holy cow. So if I don't like the colors it chose, or if I want to merge certain colors together, I can just drag them into each other and it's going to merge them. Now this is going to be stupid because it's green going into pink, but okay, I like this tool even more now. This is fantastic. I like it a lot. This is new. This is new. Okay. Like I said, this is a great tool. And now I like it even more because it lets me play with that. Sweet. There used to be not any customization on this software. So this is new and this is very exciting. Let's make. I can pick a different color for the background. Can I? Is that what I can do? Oh, baby. Okay. Great. Now I'm this is dangerous. This is dangerous. Don't show me a new tool. And especially a tool that I've used for forever and then now realize there's an even better option for it. So let's go. I love this community. I love the DTF community because like we don't gatekeep much. Like I've talked with some screen printers and there's a lot of gatekeeping around those techs. But I love sharing these ideas. I love being able to share this stuff. I love you guys coming on and sharing with me your little tips and tricks and things that you've learned that I've maybe missed, because there is no way to be a complete expert in like every nuance of softwares, because there's so many features and functions that exist in different softwares, especially like Illustrator and Photoshop. There's tools in there that I've never touched, and I've been running those softwares. I've been using those softwares for 20 plus years, actually since like early 2000s. Yeah, so almost 25 years now. I've been using these softwares, and there's just stuff in there that I've just never gotten around to using. But what I will tell you is one of the reasons I partnered with DTF Station is because they actually know their stuff. Like their techs, the owner, he knows like the ins and outs of the software, the ins and outs of the control software. So that's one of the big reasons that I chose to partner up with DTF Station, and they wanted to partner with me, and it's a match made in heaven because we get to work together, and I can recommend equipment that I know is going to work out of the box. And that's the big thing, is their stuff works out of the box. I know because I printed these without doing anything, like just simply loaded it in and printed. It looks great. America. Anyway, all right, y'all. That was huge because I learned about a new tool that I was sharing with you, a tool, and mind blown. Okay, if you guys got questions, I'm going to start wrapping this live stream up. I'm going to double check that TikTok don't have any more questions. Let's see. But if you guys got questions over here on YouTube or LinkedIn, let me know. But yeah. This week I'm headed out actually in a few hours. I'm leaving for Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee. I'm doing an install of a printer someone bought. They bought it from a company that doesn't offer installations. So I'm going out to install a 2-head printer. And they also have a 4-head printer, similar generation of printer, but we're going to color profile the other printer they have, and we'll see if we can get them printing pretty close. It is going great, actually. So I went to a couple weeks ago. I was in Jamaica with the family, and we left. We were gone for a week, and we went to Charlotte for a family wedding, and then we went to Jamaica for a few days to celebrate my daughter's 18th and graduating high school and all the things. I was a little bit concerned about leaving it for a week, and this thing does automated cleanings and automated like white ink circulation. So while I was gone, it was doing white ink circulations and it was doing head cleanings. I had it originally, they set it for every 4 hours. I think its default is every 4 hours to do an auto clean. But I felt like that was too often for me because that's going to go through a lot of ink. So I had it doing all that stuff. I came home. I simply did a load ink for a few seconds and a nozzle check, and it printed perfectly. I mean, that's what I ran a bunch of this stuff on. Actually, I think, no, those were done beforehand, but perfect nozzle check on it. Now, that being said, I printed with it early last week and then really didn't touch it again till today because what I do, I don't print every day. And so I did as a little test this morning. I did a nozzle check without doing any load ink or cleaning to see how it handled it. And then but the white ink didn't come. So I did a nozzle check just straight up first thing. And the colors looked fine, but the white didn't come through. So I did a quick load ink, like literally it was only a couple seconds, and a clean load ink, a cleaning, and then a nozzle check. And it was perfect. So you're asking about like what the cost is per job. So I do plan to do that because it is the ink and film is a little bit on the pricier side. Like everything else that I recommend is good quality. I will figure out what the actual cost is. I'll get out the little super crack scale and find out exactly what the costs are. That is a plan video I've got on the docket for this machine. I'm not sure when I'll get to it, but I do plan to do it relatively soon. And it'll be obviously on this machine, but it'll be relatively comparable for their other machines. It just depends on kind of how you have your settings set up. When it comes to waste ink, let me show you guys something. TikTok's on my phone. I use my phone sometimes. I'm going to show you guys my waste ink tank and how much ink has been used from doing those auto cleans and stuff like that. And actually, it's all of it. I haven't emptied this out once yet. So give me 1 second to make sure I don't make a mess all over my studio. And you guys are probably looking at my butt. That's so nice of me to do that to you guys. Let's see. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. This is all of the ink that I have wasted. Of course, now it's like slopping. So it's about to here without it slopping. That's all the ink that's gone in my waste tank. That is all the cleanings, all of the nozzle checks, prepping the system, all of the things that I've done to get this thing up and running. And this is all that it's used. So there is not a ton of waste ink, and you can get around it. Like I said, I set my auto cleans to 10 hours, so it's really only doing it twice a day. I am planning to at some point maybe bump it out to 12 hours and see how that does. But there is a little bit of waste involved. But like I said, for me, I wanted this thing to be able to just like print when I need it and ignore it when I'm traveling, because I do travel a lot. So like this week, I'm going to be gone till Thursday. I'm coming back late Thursday night. And then in 2 weeks, and this is exciting, I'm going to Minnesota. I'm going to get my G7 color certification. So I will be certifiably insane. No, I will have my color certification at the end of this month. So that's pretty exciting. But yeah, so not a ton of waste, guys. Like it's waste a little bit, yes, but the fact that it's maintaining everything, it's worth every penny of ink that's in there. And if there's many machines, especially when it comes to load inks and nozzle checks, where you're like doing like an eternally long load ink, it's crazy how much some of the systems waste. So I'm pretty pleased with how little mine is wasting, because I'm not selling finished garments right now. I am planning to do some small scale stuff, just so that I can experience what you guys experience when it comes to like ordering prints and stuff like that. So the wife's trolling me. It takes certification for insanity. Are you saying like you don't need the certification to know that I'm insane? Guten Tag. Right, afternoon, evening. I guess it would be more Guten Nacht, but hello. Thanks for tuning in from Germany. I appreciate you. Anyway, yeah, so that's my spiel on that thing, and experience so far has been really, really good. Now, I will say from like I hear some people, because as I've partnered with DTF Station, people come out of the woodwork and give their feedback on it. For the tech support, they do. Jonathan, you are so correct. The boss is here, and she's probably like literally 30 feet away from me in the house, probably maybe 40 feet away from me in the house. But anyway, what was I saying? Got distracted. I get distracted by y'all's comments. They're great. Guten Abend. Okay, cool. Guten Tag is like morning or afternoon. I think Guten Morgen is morning. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know much German. That's about it. I'm going to stop embarrassing myself. Anyway. I was saying I'm going to start printing some stuff. Like doing some orders with people, because I want to experience like the working with the end user kind of a thing. Like, because you guys are dealing with people that give you Etsy designs and photo and Canva designs, and you got to print with them. So I'm going to try to experience some of that by offering some printing, but not a ton, because my focus is on education and color profiling and helping you guys out that are producing the end user garments. But I just want to experience some of those pain points that you guys run into. So 7:35. It's a perfect time in the evening in Germany. Now, I will say, I'm talking with a shop in Denmark right now that's having major issues, and they would love for me to come out, but it's expensive. So y'all, if you're in Germany and you want some color profiling done, or you're in like Scandinavia, like let's put a package deal together so we can share, so the shops can share the travel costs, and I can get out to get out to Europe and have some fun doing some color profiling. But anyway, well, appreciate you guys watching. I'm gonna wrap up the live stream here, get myself ready to go out to Tennessee to do some installs and color profiles. But you will see me back here next Monday, same exact time, 1 o'clock Eastern time, 11 o'clock Pacific, and who the heck knows what time in the other countries y'all are at. Well, I guess it'll be 7 in Germany. 7 p.m. in Germany, 10 o'clock in India. So yeah, all over the world, y'all. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next Monday. Keep an eye on the channel. We've got some new videos coming out soon-ish. We're going to do some more halftone stuff. We're going to do some white underbase optimization. We're just going to build up that library, guys. So thank you so much for watching. Appreciate you all. It is a true skill. We're going to master it. I keep learning more and more. So, because I want to help you guys understand that color better. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. See you guys next week. Bye.